So I haven't talked to myself in a few days, and the last time I did, I was on a trail and in some nice pools and saying, live your dreams and all that fancy stuff. And the next day, I think it was, I slept 13 hours that night. And then when I woke up at like 11:15, I had something to eat, and then I was so tired I went back to bed and I slept for like 3 hours. And then I stayed in bed all day. I just didn't even feel like getting up. And since I felt so bad, I took 1/8 less of all my meds. And then the next day I woke up and I again slept like 12 hours and then went back to bed and had a nap for like 3 hours. And then I just didn't get out of bed. And both days I only ate breakfast. So I'm feeling less bloated, but I'm feeling still a little bit tired, but not really. It's a weird feeling. And I feel really clear, yet not really energetic and social or happy. I feel kind of like blah. So it seems like this will be a bit of a roller coaster ride. I've been on the Hardy Nutritionals for a month now, and I'm guessing it's a bit of a rocky road. If I think about a few weeks ago when I was feeling super drugged, I'm not feeling worse than that. I'm just feeling different. And then yesterday, before I fell asleep, when I was in bed around 6 o'clock, I noticed that I was starting to have sciatica-like pain, and it woke me up a couple times through the night, and it made it hard to fall asleep because I couldn't get comfortable. There was no way that I could lay that would make this pain go away. And it's still with me today. And laying down doesn't help, sitting doesn't help, standing might help a little bit. So I went for a walk even though I'm feeling a bit tired, and I'm just sitting here and sitting, and it's not very comfortable to sit. And the bugs here, I got like so many bug bites. I was so itchy, my hands, my arms, my face. I think I just got another one there. And they bit me on my face there and here, and oh, so itchy. And in terms of self-dialogue, I again got disconnected with the process, and I don't think that's good. I was gonna do some yesterday when I was feeling crappy, just to show how crappy I was feeling and see if it would have some kind of transformative effect, but I just didn't even get to it. Yeah, I would start talking about stuff now, but I'm in a lot of pain. I found a nice big tree to sit in. This feels more comfortable, actually. Still hurts a bit, but something about this tree. And I don't even know where to begin with self-dialogue. Maybe sitting in a tree heals all. Maybe I'll just read something I wrote who knows when, just to get it going. Perception fishes for new memes, for meaning. Perception is memeing. Sees something, understands a process, and the meme unfolds and can be spoken. Language is enfolded in our brains, like a flower. Perception is a flower. Just like how our memes of memories are enfolded in our emotions. I talked about that before. When we emote, this unfolds the old story. This was an efficient way to store stories and instructions on what to do. So if we have a certain emotion, because we perceive something, a certain story, something that we make salient with that emotion, which is slightly different between people, then it also tells us what to do. So in the past, maybe this was handy. If we felt fear and we saw a certain pattern, we'd have a certain response. And this was efficient to know what to do quickly. And I feel like right now we're homo emotus for emotions, and we could be homo perceptus. So that's an important one, because it's seeing a pattern of how something is in nature, and then the perception of that holistically unfolds the language of speaking that. So we can give voice to it. We sort of hear it as a subtle impression on the inside. And I wrote down, matter is not solid. It responds to consciousness. How do we approach matter? So Dr. David Bohm said something about how nature will respond to us depending on how we approach it. So matter will respond to us depending on how we approach it as well. And we approach it as if it's solid. And can we approach it as consciousness as opposed to ego thing selves? And I feel like the level of consciousness is part of what determines how matter will respond to us. And can we paint and mold the universe with consciousness? And I think that's actually one of the benefits of self-dialogue, is that it raises one's level of consciousness, one's vibration, because one is speaking from a different voice in a way. So it seems like map consciousness is learning how to paint the universe with consciousness, and paint the universe with us and through us, but usually it goes too far and makes a mess, and we end up just splatter painting. I feel like there's a certain level of trying to figure things out in life, in science, when it could be more a matter of figuring in, learning how to create, learning how to figure into it. What we need is sound screen, which is the light of awareness. The light of awareness is faster than sound, so it can, in a way, stop the sound. And I was thinking about how instead of using I am, we could use today am, now am, here am, and just skip the I. And stop speaking in terms of this center that's not there. So sitting in a tree definitely helps. The pain is not as much. Who would have thunk?